Hello everyone. So earlier on we announced the signing of Jacob Ramsey, which was fantastic. Go and check the announcement video that we did. But I'm here to talk about the under-21s. I was up Whitley Park just an hour or two back. The reason why I'm doing it back at home is because news broke as the game was finishing. So I thought, right, I'm going to get home, get the Ramsey video out and do this one. So this is all about the under-21s. If you're not that too clued up with the under-21s, this is the place to be if you want to learn more, or if you just want to know more about the whole club in general. We cover under-21s, women, and the first team. We'll be at over 100 games this season for all of those three teams, no doubt about it. And the reason why this is on the main channel, because sometimes we'll put it on the extra channel, our second channel, NFTV Extra. Make sure you subscribe to that, is because of the significance of how many first team squad players were involved today. So let's pull it up. This is your starting lineup. Look how many. Of course, the big one in that starting lineup is Lewis Hall. I'm glad to say he played the full 90 unscathed. Fantastic news. Alex Murphy, of course, has been involved. A lot of these lads also went out to Asia. Park Sueng-soo also played as well. Obviously, Sanusi, who's tricky. Sean Neve, of course. So there's a lot. It's a very, very strong under-21 side. When I looked at that lineup, I thought, that is really, really strong side, considering Southampton's first team were playing today and their under-21s were playing today. This is much stripped back Southampton under-21 side. Unfortunately, we've been beaten, which is really disappointing considering, yes, football is not played on paper. However, we'll talk about what it means for those players and how long they all played. But the performance, Newcastle dominated large spells that game, in particular first half. We should have really went on to score a couple. Obviously, we went behind quite early on. It was a corner, and it looks like Harrison Ashby's been pushed, and they've scored with the near post and the 1-0 up, and he's been pushed, and you might claim a foul, or is it weak defending? He has probably got a little bit of a push, and it's a disappointing goal to concede, but Newcastle did get back pretty quick. It was a minute or two later. It was fantastic play by Sanusi, who played in Alfie Harrison on the right-hand side. He crosses low, and then there's Sean Neve from about 8 or 9 yards out, taps it in. We also had a couple of chances similar to that. Alfie Harrison and Sean Neve himself in that first half. And it was Newcastle were having a lot more of the ball. They were dominating in the sunshine. Obviously, I'm a bit red myself today. It's been warm. There was a couple of drinks breaks during the game because of the temperature. It was really, really warm. And I was thinking to myself, Newcastle really should be, in front at half time. We're half time up, and there's a few players that are playing really well. Newcastle are having a lot of the ball. Alfie Harrison looked really, really busy in the first half, picking it up, moving forward, bursting forward. Sanusi looked trickery, probably doing a little bit too much in my eyes. Sean Neve really impressive in that first half. Again, another goal he scored against Gateshead in midweek. So going forward, pretty decent. And then in the second half, again, Newcastle were having a lot of the ball, and we just didn't test the goalkeeper enough. We did first half, but in that second half, we just didn't test him enough. There's a couple of things that stand out for me is that Southampton's goal, again, on the counter-attack, that's what they're doing. They were parking the bus, allowing Newcastle to come on, and Southampton went on the counter. I think Alex Murphy loses the ball and he's way out of position, and they go down the other end and score past Max Thompson, and you're scratching your head thinking, how are Newcastle behind in this game? They really shouldn't be. Having a lot of the ball, but again in the second half, maybe it's legs, maybe it's tiredness, maybe it's the heat. I don't know. I'm not using excuses, but there was a little bit lackluster, I felt, in that second half. Obviously, Fitzgerald came on, Bailey came on later on in that second half, but Newcastle just unfortunately couldn't get another goal. However, we did have a blatant penalty. It was Lewis Hall, of all people. He was tugged back. He was running. Do you know when just someone tugs your shoulder and it puts you off balance and you fall over? It was blatant. The referee didn't give a penalty. It was a blatant penalty that should have been given. And obviously, no doubt, Newcastle would have stepped up. Well, I thought it would have been Sean Neve for the penalty. But yeah, it wasn't given. It was really bizarre. And just later on in that game, he gave it an obvious throw-in to Southampton as well. I thought the referee was really poor at Whitley Park that day. I just didn't think he had a particular good game. And then obviously this is the start of the league campaign for the under-21s. Unfortunately, being beaten by Southampton, and it's a case of That shouldn't have happened. Obviously, the result last week in midweek against Gateshead, being 3-1 down and coming back to beat them, the National League side, was fantastic. Morale's on a high. And Newcastle, unfortunately, been beaten at home. Now, news did break literally at the death of that game that we had signed Jacob Ramsey, that man there, which is fantastic. So he's penned a 5-year deal, which is great. I thought that would have been announced on Monday, but it's been announced today, which is great. So that's definitely squad depth for the first team, which is fantastic. Everyone was talking about that on the way out. Hence why I'm doing the video, as I say here. Newcastle under-21s, for you that probably don't know, we don't have a manager currently at this stage. Robbie Stockdale has been asked to step up. He only joined the club earlier this year, and was originally the assistant. And yeah, he's temporarily in charge. I don't know if that's going to be made permanent. The club haven't spoken about it, but we're in a situation where we don't have an under-21s manager. The women are playing at a different stadium. We don't have a sporting director. And of course, our CEO, we haven't got a new CEO in. Excuse me, I need a drink. Oh, much better. There we go. So, excuse me. So there we go. Disappointing, but performances, let's talk about that. Lewis Hall, as I say, played the full 90. A couple of times he was beaten, not going to lie to you. It was a steady performance. I think what was more important today is that he played the full 90. Obviously, a couple of the lads who were on the bench against Villa played today. So Lewis Hall being one of them was fine, unscathed. That's the most important thing. Park Sueng-soo got round about 73 minutes approximately. I thought he was a little bit disappointing. I can't lie to you. Didn't see enough of him. It got the stage where a lot of the play was coming down our right-hand side with Harrison Ashby. I'll touch upon him in a minute, and Trevan Sanusi. And he was coming up, picking the ball up deep and wanting to get involved in more. And obviously the switch wings as well to try and get him in the game. And he just wasn't in the game. He was disappointing in my honest opinion. But let's not criticise too much. There's only one game. And again, the beauty about our channel is that one game you might play poorly, the next game you might be brilliant. We only judge it on per game. I thought he was disappointing. Harrison Ashby had an interesting afternoon. Started a little bit shaky and grew into the game. Was a threat down that right hand side. It's an interesting summer for him because Newcastle have a ton of right backs currently at the minute. You've got obviously Tino Livramento, who's playing left back because of Lewis Hall, and he'll be moved back over there. You've got Kieran Trippier has experience. Emil Kraft can come over. You've obviously got Harrison Ashby himself. Leo Shaha, who was there today. Leo Shaha, who was watching. He wasn't involved at all. And never was Garan Kowal. He wasn't involved either. And Newcastle are blessed with so many right backs. So Ashby's future has a circle around it. What do you do with him? He's in an age now where he's been playing with men out on loan. Is he really going to play with the kids? Do you get him another loan? Do you try and get a fee from him? I don't know. I think the future's blocked. The pathway is blocked at right back currently at the moment. Or can you send him out on loan? Trippier maybe only have 1 year. That might, you might get him that way. But also you've got to be careful that you're not stopping the development of Shaha as well, himself, a young lad. But all right. And obviously Alex Murphy was a little bit shaky. Obviously I mentioned the goal. He played as well. He played the full 90 alongside Cathal Heffernan. Did okay apart from the goal. Obviously he may be used this season as a homegrown / club trained player because he's spent more than 3 years at the club now. So it'll be interesting to see what the club do with him in regards of that. As I say, Alfie Howson had a good first half, went a little bit quiet in the second half. Sanusi was bright in spells, wasn't as good as last week, mind. Sometimes he was doing a little bit too much. A couple of other fans who were there watching the under-21s, seeing him for the first time, were labelling him as ASM, ironically. And obviously there was no Ben Parkinson, so I think he's out injured currently at the moment. That would have been good for bringing fresh legs on because Sean Neave was tiring at the end. But in all, player of the match, man of the match, I would probably say it is Sean Neave. I thought he was busy, got his goal. His feet was really good, movement as well. I think over the longevity of the game, I think he was probably my pick. But under-21's disappointing that they got beaten the first league campaign. But the big headline from it is that Lewis Hall played the full 90. And that's probably the big thing because that'll lead into another full week's training heading into the Liverpool game on Monday night. So there you go. And if you like this, drop us a like. The under-21s will be spread across NFTV Extra and our main channel, predominantly NFTVX. So the bigger stuff will be put on the main, because I feel with so many of that squad involved today, I thought it had to go on the main, despite the signing of this man behind us. But there we go. Drop us a like, everyone. We'll see you soon on Newcastle Fans TV.